Hey guys, Mistik here, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new gang coin shop in Graal era. This is the third installment of the shop that resets every 4 months. I'm going to be showcasing each of the new items, checking out their usefulness and looks, and then giving my opinion on whether they're worth buying. After that, I'll give my opinion overall in the shop and whether I feel it's a good version or not. Within this release, we got 3 melees, 3 guns, and 4 hats. Before I get into it though, I want to thank the few people that helped me with getting the clips of these weapons. Their profiles are on the screen right now, and without them, this video would have been impossible to make. Now without further ado, let's get into it. For those who haven't checked out a gang shop before, you cannot simply buy these weapons with graalets. Here you must use gang coins. Gang coins are obtained by basing either alone or with your gang. I go into more depth on how these coins are awarded in my first gang coin shop video, so if you're interested in that or want to see the most efficient way to get them, definitely go check that out. I'm going to be starting with showcasing the melees, then the guns, and we'll do them starting from the cheapest to the most expensive. The first item is going to be the Night Shadow Blades, costing 6,500 gang coins. These deal 9 damage with a fast attack speed and have the Shadow Warp effect. Sadly, this weapon does not seem very special to me. They are a 9 damage fast weapon, which is normally in the top tier of weapons, however at this point most people have one in one form or another. If you're an experienced baser, you are sure to have a weapon better than this. On top of that, the Shadow Blades have the Shadow Warp ability, which as you can see from the clip, causes some issues for the attacker. Although the damage on the Night Shadow Blades is good, the Shadow Warp effect makes it pretty much useless in fighting enemies. Graphics are another really big thing for me when I'm rating these weapons, and these are really nothing special. I do enjoy the purple smoke that follows you around, but that alone is not worth the 6,500 gang coins. The next melee we're going to be taking a look at is the Chain Slayer. This is an 8 damage fast melee with the burn effect and comes in at 6,500 gang coins once again. Now, it is pretty obvious from the stats that this weapon's major feature is not its ability to deal damage. The thing that makes this weapon special is its incredible graphics. This is probably one of the most unique weapons in the entirety of Graal era. I am personally a huge fan of the way this weapon looks, but I'm disappointed that they didn't make it 9 damage. It could have cost nearly double if they would have made it competitive with other melees, and I still think it would be worth it. Unfortunately, because of the damage, the Chain Slayer is only worth purchasing if you want it for a show-off item. If you're looking for something useful, then this is definitely not for you. The final melee in the gang shop is the Sea Carbon, coming in at 16,000 gang coins. This weapon has 2 different modes that actually switch it between its main melee mode and its secondary gun mode. The melee mode deals 9 damage and is very fast. It also has a special attack when in melee mode that deals 11 damage and leaves the target's controls inverted. This melee mode is actually very effective at killing, and the special can cause some issues for the player you're trying to kill. Gun mode to me is a little bit less appealing. It shoots these disc-like bullets with a relatively low fire rate and clip size, and also shoots 2 per shot. These projectiles deal 3.5 damage each, meaning that it can deal 9 damage per shot if the weapon is in perfect condition. To be completely honest, the gun mode is nearly useless. I'm not a huge fan of additional modes for weapons if the extra mode isn't going to be useful. My other issue with this weapon is the graphics. The weapon does look pretty decent alone, however the special move and projectiles just seem odd and don't really fit with the weapon. I do enjoy the look overall, but it definitely could be better if those were touched up. Overall, I would probably say this weapon is best to buy if you're looking for a melee, but overall, it probably isn't worth the effort of 16,000 gang coins. Moving on to the guns, we're going to be starting by checking out the JDF 418 shotgun, which costs 13,000 gang coins. This gun fires 3 bullets that each deal 3 damage stacked. It also has a clip of 21, meaning that it can deal 63 damage per clip. The easiest way to explain the JDF is as a watered down version of the PBP shotgun. I believe it has a slightly faster fire rate, but that does not make up for it having 1 less bullet. Overall, if you want this weapon, why wouldn't you just buy the PBP instead of wasting a limited currency like gang coins? The second weapon is the Terminator 15, coming in at a price of 15,000 gang coins. It deals 3 damage with a clip of 15 and shoots extremely fast. Once again, this seems like another watered down version of other expensive purchasable guns. This time, it seems they took the minigun, reduced it by 1 damage, and nerfed the clip size nearly in half. Unfortunately, these changes have hit the Terminator even harder than the JDF and have rendered it nearly useless. This is probably the worst weapon out of the entire gang shop. I've actually heard rumors of it potentially being buffed, but for now I would definitely stay away. Its one saving grace for me is its looks, as it looks like a pretty menacing weapon, and its animation when firing is actually pretty cool, but overall, this is a no-go. The final weapon in the shop is the Vamp 80, which costs 23,000 gang coins. This gun comes with two different modes, an SMG mode and a pistol mode. The SMG mode deals 10 damage with a fast fire rate, low freeze, and a clip of 15. This actually makes this mode pretty decent, and for once, one of these weapons is actually relatively competitive. Although there may be better options, it is at least a new and formidable gun that can be obtained with just a little bit of grinding. The issues with this gun start once you switch to the pistol mode. It converts to an 8 damage gun with nearly identical stats except for one more clip size. Once again, this seems like an additional mode just so that the gun could have an additional mode. It doesn't really bring any extra value to the gun, and it just serves as some cool fluff. The gun is actually really cool in terms of graphics. Its bullets and switch animations are really well done, and all work together to complete this really unique looking weapon without it being too over the top. Overall, the weapon is really cool. If you're dying to buy something in this shop, it's probably the best option, but it's definitely a little overpriced for what you're actually getting. The final part of this shop that I want to talk about are the 4 new hats that were added. This is a new addition to the Gangcoin shops, as I'm pretty sure neither of the previous 2 releases featured hats. Each of the hats cost 1,500 gang coins and are actually pretty cool. Each of the hats are relatively unique and are in the top tier of gas masks, similar to what plasma coin masks are like. I think the Lost gas mask and blue lightning helmet are the best, as they feature animations that are extremely unique. I would honestly say, even if you're not a baser, to grind out enough coins to at least get one of these hats, I think not picking your favorite up would be a mistake, as then they will be gone forever. Overall, I think this is a really solid job by the dev team to bring us these sweet gas masks. Now it is time for my overall opinion on this gang shop, and it's alright. Most of the items in the shop aren't really useful, and I think that hurts the shop in the long run. I currently really enjoy weapons like the Chain Slayer and the Vamp, but once the novelty wears off, I don't think this shop will look very good. If they are going to be giving rewards for basing, I think the items need to be good for PvP. There also needs to be at least one really strong weapon that could majorly or minorly impact the meta. Within this shop, we saw none of this, and that is pretty disappointing considering this shop will be around till the end of June. The gas masks are fantastic, but I don't think the most exciting part about a shop should be its hats, and for that reason, I think this is a very underwhelming Gangcoin shop. And with that, this is the end of the video. What are your thoughts on this rendition of the Gangcoin shop, and how does it compare to the past 2? I'd love to hear your guys' opinions. Also, if you enjoyed the video or learned anything from it, make sure you click that like button down below, as it does help me out a bunch. And of course, if you want to keep up to date on all Graal era news, updates, and more, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a thing. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.